So my decision will be plant the bay leaf here. We finished planting these out now. I know some of you will be wondering, why don't I just direct sow them? Well, our season is too short in the UK to direct sow successfully each time. And you can sometimes direct sow, like last year I did. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. This is Mecca. How are you all doing? It is beautiful and sunny here in the UK and it's time to do our planting marathon. Yes, lots and lots of seedlings have been waiting to go into the ground, struggling. You see them root bound. They're not thriving because really, they need to get into the ground. They do a lot better there. So the first will be our earliest tomato variety. If you want to know how I plant out all my beautiful vegetables to get my lovely harvest I get, this is a video to watch. So we're starting with this bed first and foremost. Everywhere looks fairly bare. The corn we put in about 5 days ago doesn't look too brilliant. The beans bed looks a bit bare. The strawberries are doing quite well actually. Lots of fruits on the strawberry, and yes, today we had the first one of them strawberries and it was delicious. It was just one. It wasn't fully ripe and I gave it to hubby because the boys will fight over it and I thought let someone else have it. Anyway, let's plant this thing out. So we've gone ahead and we've made holes for the planting and just made them in rows, and we're just going to plant the tomatoes in. I try to space them about 1 feet or less, to be honest. No specific measurements, but minimum is the trowel length. So this is about 20 or 30 centimeters length. That is the spacing I use. So if you look at that, that is a spacing roughly. That is one planting hole and that is another. So we're just going to go ahead and pop these in, looking really beautiful and healthy as usual. And that just goes into the holes we made. So we put the initial plantings of tomatoes in. Now these are the second ones. These were planted 5th of April. They are so little, so sad looking. But yeah, this is what we're doing, planting them. So we'll see how they do. April to May, they're just over 4 weeks old. Just a few leaves here. Compare that to these that have already started to fruit, obviously. And these were started way, way, way earlier. How many months apart? So February and April, 2 good months apart. So let's see. We're going to put that in this row and fingers crossed, they will give us some fruits. I love putting in these when I plant tomatoes. These are meant to be scent leaves, if you know anything about the Nigerian scent leaf. So I don't know what basil I will class this. I'll probably class it as what we call the curry leaf. So this will be the curry leaves we have in Nigeria. It's already beginning to flower. So what I have to do now, I'm going to pinch out the growing tip so that it will bush out more and it wouldn't go to flower. Smells so good. Yes? If you've got it, I'll take. Thank you. Do you want any tomatoes, any peppers? You got loads. Yes, my plot neighbor just gifted me 2 courgette plants. I actually don't plant courgettes because it's not something we really like and you get too many of them. It's almost too much, but I'm grateful for it. So it's a yellow courgette as well. So I'm going to plant them next to the bean frame. Literally I've got space between the beans and then I'll stake them against this frame. Hopefully that will just grow up tall. So not like a usual courgette. I hope the slugs don't come for them though. The slugs and courgettes are besties. So that's that one. Hopefully no slugs will eat these. So we'll give the spots back to Malcolm. Some of these little tender tomatoes, I don't want to risk losing them. So this is what we're doing. Just because we still have low temperatures at night, we can still drop to 5 or less and tomatoes might not make it. So I'm just putting these plastics we got from buying water, some from my neighbor. The whole idea of the stakes is to prevent them from being blown away. So I'm just going to pop that in. Ensure it's pinned down. This is my little herb corner. I've got this beautiful lavender I grew from seed about 3 years or 4 years ago now. 2 of them are there and they really make this place beautiful and feed the bees. But I've also got sage, which is in flower. I moved the sage and I did move a rosemary from that. I don't know if I find it was a massive rosemary bush that I got from a supermarket store and I killed it. So it wasn't winter hardy. So this is a warning to you. Rosemary is not frost hardy. So don't mess around with it in the winter. So I got a new plant, about maybe 3 weeks ago from Sainsbury's, and it has bushed out really well, actually. It's really done well. I've actually taken cuttings from here, and it's surviving. So I'm going to put that rosemary here because this is prime time. And I'm also going to plant I've got a bay tree. I've also got the bay from the shops. So this is the best time to plant it. And hopefully this year it will overwinter well. So I'm just going to weed the area. Got a lot of weeds. The weeding method is chop and drop. Essentially, you just slice and let it dry because on the surface of the soil, because we are in the sort of summer, we don't have rains. This works really well. No troubles at all. And the only problem when you do this, when it's really wet, is the weeds will just grow back. They won't really die. So chop and drop is fine this time of the year. Just go around. So my decision will be plant the bay leaf here. Hopefully. That's a dahlia plant there. And I don't know. I don't think the bay will do so well close to the rosemary. Guys, I haven't done too much calculations. I just want to have a herby corner. Yeah, let's do the bay here first. The bay in the corner sounds fine. Might not be a great idea, but guys, I don't know. Let's see. We'll find out. Okay, so rosemary, sage and rosemary. Do they go together? No idea. We'll find out. And we'll cover it up. Now let's tackle this corner here. Come and see the thyme. The thyme and lemon balm. Now I haven't been using lemon balm as much. And it's just taking over. Like literally. It's so wild. So I'm going to take some of it out. Because otherwise this whole space will be taken over. It smells so good though. It doesn't mean the lemon balm won't spread again. It's quite invasive. And that's why I'm actually growing it in this plastic container. I'm really repurposing some boiler drums, but that's the best thing to do. So hopefully my thyme, which is looking so nice, would thrive. This thyme is also from a supermarket one. I do have thyme at home, so I don't really mind, but I like to have more. Next up on our job list, we'll be planting out some calabrese or broccoli. I potted these up a couple weeks ago and they have gotten really beautiful root structure. So we're going to plant this out now. I have some cabbages, purple cabbage I bought from Lidl. I struggled growing purple cabbage and I just given up almost, but I thought to try them. Anyway, this spacing is not good. I must admit, brassicas need a lot of space, but you know, sometimes you just got to try and test your limits. So I'm going to bury that in properly. And always when you plant stuff out, leave a little dimple so that when you water, you don't have runoff. And also, push your plant stem down. Brassicas need to be buried firmly because otherwise they actually end up getting sort of wobbly and they blow easily. So brassicas should be buried firmly. We finished planting these out now. So I've got a little row, as you can see, of my calabrese and just planted all in between. So it's sort of a random bed for everything. So I've got calabrese, I've got kale, I've got cabbage, red cabbage, and one lone white cabbage at the very end. That's the only one that survived from seed planted in February, and onions and also some rockets in there. I am so super excited. We have planted up this plot. So we've got there the direct sown beetroot, some peas, the strawberries and the herb corner, sweet corn. And here we have tomatoes and a little bit of herb corner here. And final thing to put in here will just be the sunflowers. Hopefully the slugs won't get them. I had to leave them a little bit longer. Just put some sunflowers in the corner here. Guys, we haven't even started. The other plot is only about 20% done. So we have to go over to the other plot and put in some sweet corn. My son is frowning his face. You need to see his face. He needs to do a little bit of work. I did this all by myself. Apart from the corn, did you plant a bit of corn with me? Yeah, here. Sweet corn, and that's their favorite. So we're just going to go over to the other plot and get some corn in. The baby tomatoes will be planted up later, but I'll show you what the other plot is like. So let's go together. Woohoo! Allotmenting is not for the weak, guys. I'm so tired. But let's go. So hubby has been making holes, planting holes for the sweet corn to go in. And guys, this is what I mean. We've just barely got 20% of this plot planted out. The plan is to put tomatoes here, but I don't know. And that brassica, I wanted us to take that down, but I think we've had enough for today. We'll leave that. And I've got some pumpkins I'll put here. So let's put the pumpkins in, but let's see what hubby has been up to. Hey, babe. What's up? This bed has been top dressed with our homemade compost that wasn't well rotted again. But we've got some sweet corn and some flint corn here. Our handy dandy tool, as always, is doing the job of making the holes through the compost. Now, it hasn't rained, so the compost hasn't even broken down. This is about 2 months ago we put this bed, isn't it? So we make these holes so that the corn, let me show them what the corn plants are like. The corn seedlings are really well hardened off and overgrown. Literally, they're root bound. They need to go in. So they're just going to go in here into each planting hole as deep as they can, so that we'll just put something to keep them from being swayed by the wind. Sometimes if the hole is not wide enough, I just use my trowel and then I do that. Guys, we've planted 78 plants. I have one more left here, but there's some corn plants in this other plot, the new plot we call it, and one plant needs replacing. So let's do that quickly. So this plant, it died. It's dead. It did. So I'm going to put a new one there, and hopefully that one should make it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at that. Comfrey tea. So I'm going to take some of it. Ooh, it stinks. It stinks so bad. It hurts the nostrils, doesn't it? The smell is that bad. So this comfrey tea is a quick one. We needed this fast. Hence, we soaked it in water. And this smells really bad, like really bad. It hurts the nostrils. When you don't want it smelling, I have a video showing how I make comfrey tea that doesn't smell. Okay, so we got some good comfrey tea there. Look at that. So our comfrey feed goes here now. There you are, guys. So we've come to the end of this video. We've planted out 78 corn plants and they are looking really good. That is the benefit of having root trainers. I know some of you will be wondering, why don't I just direct sow them? Well, our season is too short in the UK to direct sow successfully each time. You can sometimes direct sow, like last year I did, but it's a gamble which I'm not willing to take. So I start them a bit earlier using those beautiful root trainers. This plot still has maybe 60% to go, but I'm really happy. In this plot, we have more of our perennial beds, raspberries, black currants. We've got hazelnuts. We've also got horseradish, garlic, and most of the plot left will be tomatoes and maybe a few other things. We've got some pumpkins here and sunflowers that need to go in, actually. Some sunflowers, bay plant and the pumpkins there. And that's it. We're nearly done for the day. It's been a long slog. Thank you for being with me, keeping me company. And I'm glad I was able to share this sort of part of May. It's a lot happening. It's not a sprint. It's not even a marathon, I shouldn't say, because it's just take your time and get there. Like this plot, I just didn't really get overwhelmed. I knew that this plot had not been planted up at all. And the other one had been getting all the attention because we know we'll eventually get there. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, if it's added any value to you, if you've learned one or two, let me know in the comment section. And also, if you've got something to share, you know, about my little herb corner, the things I put together, the rosemary and the bay leaf. If you've got any other tips, let me know in the comment section. I really appreciate it. And also don't forget to share this video to your friends and loved ones. Let them know what it's like growing in the UK. And also if they want to grow, tell them it's possible. And if you are overwhelmed, you can start. Don't push yourself. Don't put yourself under pressure. Just go one step at a time. Anyway, until next time, I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.